Hello students, Ms. Slyman here. In this video I'm going to show you how to group your data and then make a bar chart with that. So this is the same example from 4.3 grouped data. So we've got a class of 22 students and we want to see how many is owned by each class member, and we want to put these into groups rather than just looking at the individual data points. So ideally we want to make even group sizes, and we call these groups the class intervals. So I see that my lowest point is 3, my highest point is 30, and so I'm going to want to break these up into, or I'm going to choose to break these up into groups of 5, because that makes sort of small sections of data if I look just in groups of 5. So what I've done is I've taken my data and I've put it into a spreadsheet. So here's all my raw data. And then I thought about my groups, and I want to have groups go from 0 to 5. Notice that mine is showing up as 0 to 5. If you just typed in, like, let's say 6-10, in a normal cell it's going to change that to a date. And since I don't want that to a date, what I did over here is I took all these cells and I formatted them to be plain text. So you've got to have plain text if you want to not have it turn into some sort of strange date or something else. So now students. Here I want all the students from this category who have 0 to 5 pairs of shoes. So I'm going to use a function called CountIf. And so the way we use functions, we use the equal sign, and then I'm going to say CountIf. So CountIf, it counts conditionally across a range. So I want to count this range. So I'm going to put in my whole range of data. And then I want to count that if it is, and see it's giving me some hints here. So I want to count it if it is less than or equal to 5. And then I'll close mine. So if we come back up here, and we can hold this so we're always seeing our headers. So mine formatted as a date. We don't want that. So let's go in and highlight all these cells and format those as automatic numbers. So here's our 5. And we can come back and check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students do have 0 to 5 pairs of shoes. Now this one, I want it to be greater than or equal to 6 or less than or equal to 10, or I could say greater than 5 and less than or equal to 10 for this column. So now equals, and this one I'm going to do CountIfs because I have plural ifs, so multiple criteria. So same range. Okay, there's my range. And my first criteria is that I want the number to be greater than 5, but then for that same range of data, so same range of data, I also want that number to be less than or equal to 10. Okay, so if we come back up and look, that says that there's 7 people who have 6 to 10 pairs of shoes. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so this is working just the way I want it to work. So since the next one's going to be really similar, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to highlight all of this and copy it. And then I'm going to paste it down here. So I want that same range, but now I want it to be greater than 10 and less than or equal to 15. I want to do the same thing. Now I want it to be greater than 15 and less than or equal to 20, because that was my 16 to 20. Now I want it to be greater than 20 and less than or equal to 25. And I want the same thing, greater than 25, less than or equal to 30. And so that nicely organizes my data. I've got all my data points. Now I want to make a chart of this. So I'm going to highlight these 2 columns, click on my chart button, Insert Chart. You can also find this under the Insert menu. down here, insert chart. So either one of those works. And I want to make a bar chart for this. So I'm going to choose this one. Under chart types, if I come under chart types, I can see that I want to use my column C as my labels, and I do want to do that. So I'm going to insert. And I didn't end up having my column C as labels, so let's edit this. Hey, where's my labels? All right, let's go into advanced edit. So my horizontal axis, my axis labels, treat labels as text. Why is it not picking my pairs of shoes? Let's cancel this and see. Let me delete this one, try that again. All right, we want to insert a chart. Use column C as labels. Well, now I've got it on this side, but of course I want a vertical one. Oh, column chart. Here we go. All right, there we go. I don't know why that didn't do it the first time. But now we've got our students. We could edit this one also to talk about, we could add in a label in my axis down here for pairs of shoes. That would be under my advanced edit. Title, we don't actually want to call it students. Maybe we want to call it shoes, pairs of shoes, something like that. And then my horizontal title is pairs of shoes. And there is my column chart.